Okay, we have video. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to all of you watching at home. My name is Melayna, and I'm a Dharma Bum. And I wasn't always comfortable saying that. I came here about 2 years ago, and I was broken in every conceivable way, and probably some I couldn't conceive of. And I just started coming here. I just started sitting in the corner, sneaking out after the meeting, talking to people. And one day, someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, that thing you were talking about, how'd that go?" And that might have been the greatest moment of my entire life. Because for the first time, maybe in forever, but definitely in a long time, somebody had taken time to think of me, to consider me, and to give some care. And that's when I started to understand what Sangha meant. As we come in here and we take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. Sangha is a community, but what is a community? What is its character? What does it feel like? And what I began to realize is that what Sangha is loving kindness in action. That is the feeling of Sangha, is that unconditional friendliness. And my new favorite loving kindness definition, which is active interest. When we pay attention and we take an active interest in those around us, it makes all the difference in the world. And like, in those early days, it was those little moments that carried me through and kept me returning to this place and returning to meditation and returning to, the intro sessions on Saturdays and coming to Eightfold on Tuesday nights and continuing. Because even though I didn't feel like I was fully embedded or a part of this, I knew that I was welcome and that I could be safe here. And yeah, so when we talk about loving kindness practice, and we say, we want people to be safe, we want people to be healthy, we want them to be happy and free of suffering. What we're doing is just taking an interest in their well-being and we don't even need to, I say making like an attempt to understand them, but we don't even really need to understand anyone to wish them well. Oftentimes in my meditation, I will say we don't need to know what someone else's happiness looks like, because we don't. It's really none of our business. But we can still wish them well and hope that they're at peace. So now, when I come in here, I'm okay with calling myself a Dharma Bum, because I have found myself completely embedded in this community that accepted me as I am. And I know that in this season, we often have to spend time with loved ones, and we wish that they would act one way or another. But we can't control how they're going to act. We don't even know what their happiness looks like, even if we've known them our whole lives. And so loving kindness is an act of interest. It's also a surrender until letting things happen the way they're going to happen, and let people be who they're going to be. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and move on into the meditation. Um, so yeah, is anyone not familiar with meditation in the room? No, I think we all look pretty seasoned. Hopefully everyone at home feeling well. But take a moment, find yourself a comfortable position that you'd like to be in for the next 20 to 25 minutes. I will talk periodically. I don't talk a lot during my loving kindness. I try to kind of leave that to you. And what I'd like to cultivate with this practice today is just setting an intention to find moments of consideration and interest and care for others. Um, and it doesn't mean that you have to be overly friendly or overly accommodating. You just have to let them be and be aware of their suffering and wish it wasn't there. Um, I'll start with 3 imitations of the bell, and I'll finish with 3 imitations of the bell. There's 5 parts in the meditation, and yeah, I think with that, give myself a little timepiece here. Not that one. Not the one that makes noise. You don't want that one. Tried that before. People can hear my hearing aids outside of my head because that's how bad my hearing is. All right. Settle in to a comfortable and relaxed position. Call attention to your breath and try not to hang on to the thoughts too long. We'll begin by sending loving kindness to ourselves. Because without loving ourselves, we cannot possibly send love to others. Take an interest in how you're feeling and just listen. Offer yourself the phrases without expectation and without condition. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Now that we have sent loving kindness to ourselves, we can begin to send it out into the world. Bring to mind someone you care about, someone who has benefited you in some way. Know that just as you suffer, they suffer as well and wish to be free of that suffering. Offer them the phrases without expectation, without condition. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Now, let this person go. Bring to mind a neutral person, someone you don't know very well, perhaps a coworker, someone you see on the bus, or a clerk at the grocery store. Again, offer the phrases without expectation, without condition. Wish this person well. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Let this person go. Bring to mind a difficult person. You may not want to choose the most difficult person in your life, but perhaps someone who is currently annoying or irritating you. Recognize that just as you suffer, this person suffers as well and wishes to be free of their suffering. Offer them the phrases, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Let this person go. And prepare to send loving kindness to as many beings as you can. All beings, because of their existence, suffer, and we recognize that suffering. All beings desire to be without suffering. May they be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. Slowly bring yourself back to the present moment, calling your attention back to your breath and clear your mind of all thoughts of others. Yeah. All right, we're back. I always like to mention that all beings suffer in the meditation. The 3 marks of existence are suffering, impermanence, and non-self. And it is because we exist that we suffer. The cause of suffering is birth. And once we realize that everyone around us also suffers of those same conditions of existence, then we can start to have a little more care for them. And it really is those small moments that make all the difference in the world. You know, we're causal beings, and causes and conditions determine everything that happens to us, and not all of those things are in our control. But if we could put a good moment into someone's day, then it makes everything a lot better. Just really little things, like about a week ago, I spilled my coffee, and I went, to the coffee shop. I go to this coffee shop all the time. And I was like, yeah, I accidentally spilled my coffee last week. And they gave me a free coffee. Instantly better day than spending $5 on a cortado. But it's just those little acts of kindness. Like, there's no reason they had to do that other than to be kind, and other than to just be like, oh, you know what? That sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. And that's what I talk about when I'm saying active interest, because it's like, if you're walking down the street, we can ignore a lot of things that happen in our day-to-day life. We can ignore a lot of things that we see on the street, and sometimes we should. But, just a moment to make sure, someone falls down and you help them back up, or, they drop something and you pick it up and you fall. I mean, one time somebody dropped their birth certificate outside the DMV, and I saw them drop it, and I found them and I gave it back to them. They were so happy because, one, now they can go to their appointment, still get what they wanted to do done, but then they don't have to go through all that bureaucracy. And I think that saved the world of suffering. But yeah, and it's just simply paying attention to things, because that's the whole practice, really, is being present and seeing things as they are, and not being clouded by our emotions or delusions or substances or whatever it is. It's just paying attention to those around us and checking in with them periodically. And that's, of course, what I mean by Sangha, is that, knowing that there's just a little bit of care in the world, because the world's full of chaos, it's full of darkness, it's full of suffering. It's also full of light. It's also full of joy. It's also full of happiness. And we have to cultivate those moments in order to experience them. And because a few people in the first, 6 months to a year that I've started here, they smiled at me, welcomed me, invited me to things, checked in with me, made sure I was okay. Now I can do that for others. And so just those little tiny things made a huge difference in the world, because now there's more people doing more good. And that's really what we're going for. It's net good. We're never going to fix every problem in the world, but maybe we can fix one or two. And if not, at least we can suffer less when we go through it. So, yeah, it's kind of where I'm at today. It is Christmas Eve. I don't want to mention that too much. I personally am not a big fan. And for me, the Christmas season overall has been full of a lot of resentment, because to me, as a person who doesn't really participate in that part of the culture, it just feels like the whole world shuts down. And not only is everyone around doing Christmassy stuff, but I can't do the things I want to do. Coffee shops closed, my yoga studio's closed, everything is closed. And I would say for probably about the last 10 years, that has conjured up a significant amount of resentment and anger and a very grinchy sort of attitude. But yeah, over the last 2 years, my heart has grown at least one size. I don't know about 3 sizes, but this year is different because instead of resisting what is going to happen, what is already happening out there, I'm just going to let it be and take it as a time to rest and take it as a time to retreat and pull back and maybe not try to force things into the mold that I would like them to be in. Instead of being, forcing myself to do what I normally do and stick to a routine, do something different. The weather may or may not be cooperating. I'm hoping to get a hike in tomorrow, but we'll see. But if it's not, I'm just going to do something creative at home. I'm going to draw more. I'm going to write more. I'm going to read more. Maybe I'll finish this last book before the end of the year. Who knows? Just instead of looking at things as an obstacle, looking at them as an opportunity. Because that's really what our whole practice is paying attention. And if something is a problem, change your view and it's not a problem anymore. One thing I've heard said here over and over again, if a problem has no solution, it's not a problem. You just have to change the way you're looking at it and change your path. Like the obstacles we run into on our path don't change the path. We're always heading in one direction. The Eightfold Path. That's you walk the path, you take another step, there's a boulder in the way. Maybe you go around it, maybe you go over it, maybe you spend a little time trying to break the boulder in half to see if that works. But you keep moving in that direction. And as long as we're thinking good thoughts, speaking good words, doing good deeds to the best we can, maybe not always, but as much as possible, things get better. So, yeah, I think with that, I'll pause for a bit. If there's anything you guys want to discuss or any questions you have, any comments, anything about the meditation, Buddhist related, please. And we'll go from there. Also, those of you watching at home, if you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like to add to the discussion today, please type in the chat, and I will do my best to respond or communicate to the room for you. It is yours.
I just want to say thank you for being here, because yes, the world does shut down, and it's nice to still be able to maintain that routine of seeking refuge and having an hour of peace.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be anywhere else. Wish there were a few more people here, but I wouldn't rather be anywhere else, honestly. Also, I'm like literally right here. So yeah. Yeah, this place is really special. And I spent last Christmas Eve here. I spent this Christmas Eve here. Last year it was Tuesday, and we got to listen to Jeff on Christmas Eve. And that was fun. But
I also want to express gratitude. I've been here just a little over a week in San Diego, and I don't really know anybody yet. But it's good to know that, anywhere I go, there's some.
oh, nice.
Because, yeah, I miss my family. I'm in a weird place of, not having with them and actually wanting to be able to see them. And they're all the way on the other end of the country over in Virginia. I called them and they didn't pick up, and then I started like spiraling. And I was like, what can I do to get out of this? And coming in, I think on the cusp of tears, but I feel a lot better now, and I feel like like having some good thoughts and good intentions, like you said, to ourselves first, and then to those close to us, and then to those not so close to us, and then family ones. I always lose one feeling a little bit unburned. Enlightened, even as I think it was his name. Eckhart Tolle. He says that enlightenment isn't necessarily just about light, light, but it's also to be lighter, as in not as heavy. So yeah, here's to us all, everyone who's feeling a little heavy, being a little less heavy.
For sure. I thank you. Glad you're here. A comment here in the chat said, thank you for this meditation, much needed reminders and grounding. Sending love and light to all of you. And then I know I wish we could hear the comments better, those that sing at home, but I can't really summarize that one. Like gratitude. But yeah, definitely, the burdens we carry, we don't have to carry alone. And I think that makes them lighter. And I think that's what's important about Sangha, is that one of the greatest lessons I've learned here is that when you reach out for support and help, someone will hear that call. And it may not be right away. It may not necessarily be in the way you want it. But when you're in a community and we can see that suffering, someone will give you something that'll help you out and pick you up and lift you. It's just being able to see it and being able to recognize it. And sometimes it's something as simple as a smile or a hug or a small gesture, and it makes our burdens lighter, because we are ultimately all connected, and patika samappada, and dependent origination, we all exist together in some sort of connection, or everything we do affects others, and everything others does affects us, even in the smallest way. So, recognizing that, even when we send love to ourselves, we're really just sending it to everyone else. And because then we can go forth and be lighter and happier and better when we walk out those doors and not just sitting in this room. And thank you very much. I'm glad you're here.
Also, I wanted to thank you for this.
Thank you.
My first time was really simple, but I'm in a 12-step program, and I meditation 12 steps at the time. And my 12-step program is very proto meditation. And I do your affirmations every day. And I say, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may you be at peace in your heart. So it's really cool to hear that coming this way. I say that to myself every day. And learn that from my program. I'm also new to San Diego. Been here for 3.5 months. And yeah, I meditate every day, and this is a familiar practice, but never been in a Buddhist temple before. So yeah, and I'm not in touch with family anymore. Had a choice, and this is my second Christmas since doing that, and so it's hard, But I was really happy to see that this was here. I was like, gosh, that's like Of course, the Buddhist temple would be open on a Christian holiday.
We don't change our schedule for any holidays. Whatever, all the programs occur
Cool.
as scheduled every holiday.
Nice.
I think the only exception right now is New Year's Eve. We do a vegetarian potluck, and then they do Story of the Temple on 11:30. They do a meditation into the new year. So if you want something to do on New Year's Eve, that's always an option.
Yes, yes.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, man, like 12 step. I never did that, but yeah, it's great. It was just this, I mean, this whole journey really did start as a recovery journey for me too. So it was like, and it's funny because I Googled because I was like, A is not going to do me. I can't do it. Like, I'm not willing to say I'm powerless, and I'm not willing to do, I didn't want to do anything I had resistance to. I was like, all right, what else is there? I'm like, okay, recovery Dharma. Oh, I can see it out my apartment window. It's been there for years, waiting for me to get here.
Because the answer is right under your nose.
Yeah, literally been waiting to when you get here. And then the my other little like sign is that my phone number and the dumpster code share. My last 4 digits of my phone number are the code to the dumpster.
Oh.
I was like, right where I belong. Here I am. Yeah, but it was a nice little thing. They were like, I took the trash out one night, and I was like, oh, okay.
Funnily enough, on that topic of dumpsters and trash, one of my teachers, my meditation teachers, his name is Unconditional back at my previous sangha, he'd come through and he'd be like, take the trash out in our house, like, what, twice a week? How often do we take the trash out of our mind?
Mm.
And in his words and his teaching, that's what meditation is. It's doing, mental housekeeping. Taking the trash out.
A little bit. I find it was more like diving into the catacombs, all the things that I did in a way that I wasn't willing to look at.
Oh, yeah.
That's another point on active interest, is taking an active interest in yourself and looking at the places that are uncomfortable and maybe you don't want to be because they feel a little unsafe, and being able to sit in that uncertainty, being like, I don't know what's going to happen, and that's okay. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, and that's okay. Because this is the reality I'm living in, unfortunately. Well, or fortunately. I'm fortunate to be among the living. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I guess my mind's out there locked up with the trash. So, well, the bad thoughts are out. The good thoughts are here. I don't know. That's spitballing now. Yeah, stuff.
So tomorrow, if there isn't anywhere to go, they're still here to go.
We're still here. 7 p.m. will be 2 meetings, our normally scheduled meeting. Well, okay, so 4:30 will be our Thursday food redistribution. Will be happening as scheduled. We'll also have open silent meditation. The hall will just be open for you to come and sit at 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. And then we will have our Tibetan meditation, usually Tonglen, at 7 p.m. up here. And then downstairs, it'd be the Becoming Bodhisattvas book study. So, yeah, and they'll have books there, and they'll just read a passage and do a little discussion. So, the same stuff we normally do. Yeah, we'll be here. We'll be here. We'll be here. Yeah. I definitely recommend participating in food redistribution. Because, for every person that lectures you about how to make a peanut butter and jelly properly, someone else is really appreciative of what we're bringing down there. So, we gather here, we do the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I did it on Thanksgiving, the distribution part. You walk around downtown and really makes you feel grateful for the things you have. Because we can look at our lives and we see so much negativity and so much stuff, or, because we just want to focus on everything that's negative in our lives. And you really realize, it's like, I've got a roof, I've got food in my belly, I've got all these things. And then you also just get to see how the community comes together and organizes and gets everything done. And, I think, handing out bottles of water, because you never realize just how hard it is to get clean water when you're living on the street, because you don't have access to a faucet, you don't have anything like that. And so they're very grateful for the water and hygiene kits. And, sometimes they bring dog food and cat food for the animals that are living out there too. And it's heartbreaking and uplifting all at the same time. And, it's like one peanut butter and jelly sandwich at a time, and you're making sure people are fed and taken care of as best you can. And it's, you can't house them, you personally, you can't house them. You can vote for what you vote for. You can, work, you can lobby, whatever it is you want to do. But, just that small act is at least going to get them through the day and get them to the next, whatever's next. And sometimes what we need to do is just to get to the next day. And so it's like those small acts of kindness really, really help. And just like, and the amount of organization, it's like seeing the Sangha come together like that is really impressive. And just how efficient that they are when they like stay together. Everybody's looking out for each other and making sure, if you got, stay away from the guy with the stick. You should go. You should see. There are sights to be seen, my friend.
It's my first time doing distribution. It's my first time doing it in San Diego.
Yeah. It's
Every city's got its own eclectic taste.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who, and then you kind of think about it, it's like all those people have stories. They all came from somewhere, and they weren't always like this. And it's the other mark of existence is impermanence. And there's not a whole lot separating us from them. And so it's just kind of bringing our humanity to ourselves and, just being able to be with that. I think it's a really, it's a beautiful practice for sure. But yeah, and then you have the, I think it's usually a Tonglen here on Thursday night. I know it's Tibetan, but they have different, I haven't been to that meeting yet. It's kind of a newer one, but yeah.
I'm familiar. Is everyone else familiar with Tonglen?
Oh, Tonglen is when you take in.
I'm familiar.
Oh, you're familiar, yeah. No, is everyone else?
I was asking if everyone else.
Yeah.
It's also a very beautiful compassion practice.
Yeah, but it also can be very difficult. Taking on the suffering of others is very, very hard. Yeah. Especially if we haven't really come to terms with our own stuff. And I know it can be a really challenging practice for those that suffer from PTSD and things like that. So if you're in kind of a compromised mental state, it's not always the best practice for that. But there's another meeting, so you'll have to do that one. I'm not sure what they're doing tomorrow, but it will be here, regularly scheduled. Everything happens as it normally does. And that's true, yeah, pretty much ad infinitum until Dharma Bums is no longer, which hopefully is never. But yeah, it's really great. It's good to be here. It's good to be with people. And, I think it's kind of funny that there's like 4 people in here, but you can see 2 on the screen. So it looks like there's a lot of people in here. But yeah. Yeah, easy with that.
What is that?
Yes, easy with that. Careful.
Yeah.
No. You-
Nice fun.
yeah. Well,
Alrighty.
does anyone have any final thoughts?
Well, just gratitude.
Gratitude all around. I will say, just as one kind of last aside, is that, all of this practice, whether it's loving kindness and everything else, is all rooted in generosity. And when we say generosity, it's always giving without the expectation of getting anything in return. And that is a spirit with which we give loving kindness to others and interest to others. We can't expect them to behave in a certain way just because we have done a certain thing. Everyone makes their own choices. And regardless of their reaction or how they behave or how they treat us, we should treat them with kindness. But that doesn't mean we have to have lunch with them every day. So we can be kind from a distance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think with that, where are we at? I think I'll go ahead and close tonight. So let me turn my hearing aids down. I'm like blowing my ears out here. Another thing that helped with Sangha was being able to actually listen to people. All right. If you're comfortable, please bring your hands, palms together. May any merit gained from this practice today be transferred to all beings in all directions. May be transferred to Pam in her time of rebirth and Mark, who has family that suffers at this time. May they be at peace. May they be free from suffering. Would you like to make an announcement or should Merry Christmas, everyone. The Dharma Bum Temple opened 19 years ago. We are not monks, nuns, gurus, or teachers, and we are not looking for students. We have a lending library for anyone who's interested. If you'd like to list a book, please bring it back when you're done. Food redistributions every Thursday at 4:30. We will be here New Year's Eve, meditating at 11:30. We love you. Good night.
Represent.